Nous poursuivons notre rétrospective de...
We continue our 2018 retrospective on African News, and today we offer you a political assessment of the past year. What were the highlights for the countries on the continent? Here are details.
Regardez.
Welcome to African News. Here's a wrap-up of the major political stories of 2018 from Africa. Let's begin our review in Zimbabwe. The charismatic freedom fighter and leader of the movement for democratic change, Morgan Tsvangirai, did not live long to see Zimbabwe after Robert Mugabe. Tsvangirai succumbed to cancer of the colon, which had been plaguing him for 2 years. He died on February 14th in Johannesburg, South Africa, at the age of 65. His party, led by Nelson Chamisa, paid tribute to him.
We have lost a doyen of democracy. We have lost the champion of the working people's struggles. We have lost a comrade who was our best foot forward, a comrade who has been taking charge of this movement for the past 18 years.
Now to South Africa. Jacob Zuma finally gave in to pressure from his party on February 14th. The South African president announced his resignation, even though he said he disagreed with the leadership of his ANC party. From no-confidence votes to legal action or popular demonstrations in factional wars, Jacob Zuma chose the simplest way out. After his resignation, the former president was pinned down by several corruption investigations. He's accused of having given in to the pressure of the wealthy Gupta family. And staying with the Rainbow Nation, where anti-apartheid icon Winnie Mandela breathed her last on April 2nd after a long illness in a Johannesburg hospital. She was 81 years old. The people of Soweto, as seen in these images, paid tribute to her. Born on 26 September 1936 in the Eastern Cape province, Nomzamo Winifred Zanyiwe Madikizela, known as Winnie, will forever remain a trailblazer in the anti-apartheid struggle, a struggle she waged during the imprisonment of her ex-husband, the late Nelson Mandela. To Burkina Faso now, where rising terrorist attacks threaten democracy building in the country. The country has been the target of several attacks this year. The deadliest of them killed 8 Burkinabe soldiers, 61 others were injured, and 24 civilians wounded during the attacks on the French embassy and the military headquarters on March 2nd. In Kenya, opposition leader Raila Odinga and President Uhuru Kenyatta made peace after violence following a disputed election. On March 9th, the two leaders met, read a joint statement, and promised to do everything possible to bring together a people plagued by ethnic violence.
We have had the opportunity for extensive discussions on matters Kenya, and we have come to a common understanding, an understanding that this country of Kenya is greater than any one individual.
From Kenya to Ethiopia, where 2018 has been a remarkable year for the Horn of Africa country. On April 2nd, Ethiopia swore in a new prime minister. Abiy Ahmed has made peace with Eritrea and reconciled with rebel groups.
With regard to the conflicts with the Eritrean government, which lasted for years, we want to stop it for the common good of our countries, not only for our own benefit, but for that of the two blood-bound nations.
The only downward side, according to some observers, is his inability to resolve the ethnic violence that is causing death in the country and pushing thousands of people to flee their homes. In Sierra Leone, a new government took power in April. Julius Maada Bio took the presidency on May 12th, replacing Ernest Bai Koroma. The former military man won the presidential election on 31st March with 51.81% of the vote compared to 48.19% for the ruling party candidate, Samora Kamara.
Thank God for the unique opportunity to serve this nation twice in 22 years.
Algeria announced 3 days to mourn 257 victims of an air accident. A military plane crashed, killing servicemen and their families shortly after takeoff on April 11th. The crash was the worst air disaster to have occurred in Algeria and the 4th deadliest in the world in the last 20 years. The Democratic Republic of Congo was hit by a 10th Ebola epidemic in its history since the discovery of the disease in 1976. Declared on 1st August in Mangina in North Kivu province, the outbreak spread to the neighboring region of Ituri, killing over 250 people. The United Nations blames community resistance and insecurity for worsening the outbreak. Let's end this review of the year with these pictures from Eswatini. The Southern African country, formerly known as Swaziland, celebrated its new name in April on its 50th independence anniversary. King Mswati III chose to free himself from colonial legacy by renaming his kingdom Eswatini, or the land of the Swazi people.